This is Darfur. For years, a bitter and vicious conflict that has killed hundreds of thousands and displaced millions. I have covered this genocide closely, and now, for the first time, I'm about to meet one of its perpetrators. This man says he was a Sudanese commander who supplied, financed, and led the Janjaweed militias who have raped and murdered with impunity across Darfur. After months of negotiation, he agreed to speak to me about his role in committing war crimes, and according to him, the Sudanese government's role in funding and planning the Darfur conflict. He had brought with him military identification, photographs of him in the field, and official documents as proof to his claim. He began by telling me about a secret meeting in 2003 he had with one of the most senior members of the Sudanese government.
So we meet, and he said to us, just you bring your people, Arab people, yours from there, and I give you the weapons, the money, the horses, the camel, the uniform, everything.
So, what do you believe was it that he wanted you to do with these weapons?
To attack the people there.
Civilians or rebels?
It too. Civilians, rebel. He said to us exactly, we need only land. We don't need the people here. We need only land. Yeah, that is just what he said to us.
What do you think was the intention behind the government telling you to do this?
It
is racist and a tribal issue. We were attacking villages where there were only the blacks, the niggers. These people were civilians. They had no weapons.
Did men under your command rape women in Darfur?
No, yes.
Yes. About 5 cases of rape. I tried to stop them, but they refused. They carried on raping. They said they were allowed.
Do you believe that the Sudanese government wanted rape to be used by militia and soldiers in Darfur?
No.
Yes. We reported cases of rapes and asked to bring these individuals to justice, but the government took no action.
The commander claimed he had led thousands of Janjaweed men on horseback in random attacks on black African civilians. I asked him to give me details of a specific attack.
There is a village called Fattabarno. This first attack there in Fattabarno. All the people, all the Janjaweed, he attacked the village randomly.
Who was in the village?
Civilians.
And in these first villages, were there any rebels?
No rebels in the village. It is more than 25 villages. No.
And you attack all of these villages?
Yes, we attack all this. A random attack. Just we fire the village.
And this is men, women, and children?
Yes, men, women, children, old men, old women, small children, young children. Yeah.
When I was in villages in Darfur, villages that had been attacked by militias, perhaps your militia, I saw, for example, all the cooking bowls, many bowls had a hole through them. Many of the wells, the water wells, was destroyed. Why was there such detail?
Firstly, our intention was that when we entered a village, we were to steal and loot whatever we could. As for the water wells, we put sand in them and blocked them. We cut down trees, we burnt villages. We wanted to force the population out of their areas and to give them no chance to live there again.
And were these instructions that came from Khartoum?
It came from Khartoum because there is a promise to the Janjaweed. Beside the money they give them, he must take everything in the village.
Did your men do this?
Yes.
So you saw your men looting?
Yes. I saw them there looting.
I asked the commander about a village called Jajira. For the last 3 years, I had worked closely with the survivors from this village and had been in Jajira only days after the attack.
In Jajira, I see very bad things. All the village is damaged, no rebels. All is civilian. And Jajira is attacked by militia of Janjaweed. And he damaged the village, fires the village, rapes the women, and yeah.
I was in Jajira days after the attack, and I saw many round pits outside the village. What was in those pits?
دي مقابر جماعية.
They were mass graves. They were filled with many people. The population living in these areas were wiped out by mass murder. They had been buried in mass graves. One grave contained about 20 people.
The murder and killing of women, children, men, in their hundreds of thousands across Darfur. Why did you do it?
At that time in my life, I was satisfied and okay with what I was doing. But all the time, I was seeing and committing horrific crimes and killing.
Personally, you feel you have committed war crimes?
No. Yes.
I then asked the commander about where the weapons came from that he and the Janjaweed militias used. His claim was hard to substantiate.
I said to you, there is some weapons is written made in China. Yeah.
The relationship with China, what did you understand as a military officer in the field that China was to you? Did you?
Yes. China is the strongest ally of Sudan. They benefit greatly from our oil revenues. That's why China keeps a strong relationship there. Why they support Sudan militarily. Why they support Sudan by army training and weapons and so on.
Do you believe China is still supporting with what? Weapons?
Yes, and still support, because the China is still in the Sudan, in the field of Sudan, field of the oil. Yeah.
My interview with the commander lasted many hours. He claimed he had personally dealt with millions of dollars sent by Khartoum to fund the war, and that he'd organized the recruiting of thousands of young Arab men to fight as Janjaweed. All claims that are hard to substantiate. Indeed, much of what he said was personal testimony from the killing fields that is almost impossible to verify. The commander's motives for speaking were never truly clear, but if perpetrators of the Darfur genocide are now breaking ranks, it may mean a resolution is underway to one of Africa's bitterest modern conflicts. This is Phil Cox, More 4 News, East Africa.